From 501 to a legit business owner. This guy, Myles Gibbons, I had an amazing conversation with him.
I was just a youth worker only moments ago. Now I'm dealing hard and fast drugs and trafficking firearms.
Seeing his father shoot up and being outside drug houses, winding up in prison himself, to rebuild his life. I always think when you're knocked down, you got to keep getting up again.
It doesn't matter what you go through, you can do anything. We can all do it. I'm almost 35. I'm just starting to live now.
He talked about being set up from his so-called best mate.
2 sliding doors open, bro, and 3 dudes either side ran out, machine guns, and I was just going, well, this isn't Call of Duty.
And he talked about the pain that he went through having a sister witness what was happening to him. For a lot of us, you're lucky if you still have your family, and he still had a good family that could help him to give him a hand up. So it's such an amazing story. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. Subscribe. Myles Gibbons, enjoy. Before we get started, I want to take a moment to thank my good friends at Trust Motors, George, Jono, and all the team. Thank you for jumping on board as a major sponsor. Trust Motors, how car buying should be. Unfiltered with Dave Letele is proudly part of the Acast network. Myles Gibbons, how's it going, my brother?
Good, my bro. Pleasure to be here. How are you?
Good, man. What have you been up to, man?
Not a lot, really. Just working away, trying to make the dream happen, being a happy solo father, all that sort of jazz.
Yeah. What is the dream, bro?
The dream for me, essentially making my son proud, I think, He's nearly 5 now. So just being a role model, doing all the things I guess I wish I had when I was a child as a father figure, doing all those things for him, that makes me happy, Yeah, that's the dream.
Tell us about your childhood, bro.
So I grew up in a little place called whānau, where the boys are smarter. That's what they say anyway. That's about all we have there, actually. Real small population, lower decile. Not much happening there, but it was paradise when I was a child. Grew up there till I was 21, played lots of league, rugby, stuff like that. I was exposed to a few things, lots of sort of drugs and alcohol through the old man. But again, my reality these days is like, just because you go through those things doesn't define who you are, nor give you an excuse to do the same things.
Yeah.
And I have made those mistakes throughout my younger years, but I think, that should be the tools that you use to be a better version of yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I always think, when I'm talking to people going through tough times, is to use struggle as your superpower. Use it to drive you. Now, the only thing is, that's what we say that in hindsight. While you're going through all that shit, it's you need someone to tell you, hey, use it. But the thing is, we didn't have those people.
Yeah.
But what was it? What was like growing up, bro? What was happening? What was your dad? What was the life?
Yeah, well, like mum and dad, they love me and they're both beautiful. We're really close now. But, it's when you become a father, I feel, and then you look back to the times when you were younger, I think that's when it hits home a bit harder, You think, oh, man, I could never do those things. But, I think Dad very heavy on the heroin. So I've seen lots of shooting up or left outside drug houses while Dad was, getting on and doing what he had to do. He did have a really hairy past himself, so I understand the reasons to why he struggled. But again, with me going through my struggles with him, I'll do everything the opposite way with my son. So trying to break those generational curses.
It really is a generational thing. When you when we do work in prisons, and you speak to the men and the youth that are in there.
Yeah.
When you hear the homes they come from. I couldn't imagine, having my kids, outside a drug house or seeing someone shoot up. That's the stuff that you saw.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think I didn't really understand until I was a little bit older. It did make me and my siblings really close. We're really close. I think we have an unbreakable bond. Try to be like a father figure to them. I'm the oldest. My dad has 2 stepsons, but we didn't grow up with them. So, that was sort of my role, trying to be the father figure, and just trying to be the example. So I was a role model throughout most of my life. Played, first 15, league, all that, made all the rep teams. I moved to Australia when I was 21. I was a youth worker, done heaps of good stuff.
Wow.
But then I got into some trouble. So I tore my bicep off the bone. One of my clients had attacked me at work. So anyway, I went through ACC, which is work cover over there. I had an operation, everything was approved, and then they declined it. So I was paying $2,500 at an apartment every month and blah, blah, blah. So at that point, my life sort of took a turn. So I started using every drug you can imagine. Obviously, I hated heavy drugs because of my father. So that was never something that I'd ever envision. So I ended up using methamphetamine for about a year, and I hate that drug. So for me
Yeah.
to do that must have been a pretty low part of my life, And yeah, since doing that, I was set up by one of my best friends. I got locked up for 2.5 years. The day I got arrested, I was with my sister actually, and I pulled up at a KFC car park of all places. I hop out of the car park. There was maybe 50 cars there. It was all a setup, so it's all a part of the investigation. And a white panel wagon sort of type plumber looking sort of van, two sliding doors open, bro, and three dudes either side ran out. They were Piranha Task Force, the big soggy masks and the machine guns, and I was just going, well, this isn't Call of Duty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is for real, eh? So I thought, fuck, okay. And then they obviously battered me and whatever else. That was an experience. I then found myself inside for a few years, and I think when I was in there, I found myself again. Within months, I was obviously training full time again and making a difference in there, helping the boys in there, drug and alcohol running, AODs with the clinicians and stuff like that. And yeah, I was sent back now 2019, so I've been back for 6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Far out. What was, I mean, I remember, opening up a toilet door and having a gun at my head and the feeling just of the sinking feeling like, ah, shit. What was going through your mind when that happened?
Well,
KFC car park.
I'll be honest. When it was more, I guess, when it wasn't anything police related, I probably didn't stress as much. I mean, I would have stressed, yeah, so police, I wouldn't stress. If it was someone from the streets, I'm stressing because
Yeah.
they're a lot more trigger happy
Yes.
and you don't really get much warning, like you said. So
Yeah.
that freaked me out a bit more. So knowing them, I knew, hey, if I just abide by what they're saying, they're not going to shoot me. So I threw my phone at the ground. They said, if you move again, we'll shoot you. I wanted to smash the screen for whatever reasons you can imagine.
Yeah.
I went to the ground, bro, and they just battered me, eh? I
Yeah.
just had that operation I spoke of. I got it reapproved, got the operation. They put my arm behind my back. I said, please watch my left shoulder. And they just chicken with me. Boom. I just felt the thing tear. I got it operated like 4 weeks before. And I was just laying there, bro, in agony. My teeth were through my lip. They broke my glasses from stomping on my head. And my poor sister had to watch most of it, So I was just screaming, like, leave her alone, leave her alone. But they did put her in the car, thankfully. But, I mean, yeah, it was, I guess when you're lost, when you're using a drug like that, it really takes control of everything.
Yeah.
You don't understand the reality of life anymore. And I guess that really hit me. It's like I just became sober again. And I realized, like, fuck, look at what you've got yourself into. Like, where did this come from? I was just a youth worker only moments ago. Now I'm dealing hard and fast drugs and trafficking firearms and just stuff that wasn't really me,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. It's crazy, eh?
Yeah.
Like that moment. Like that's what I realized that moment in a dark room by myself. Everyone is, how have I got myself here? How have I ended up here? Like this is not me.
Yeah. 100% I agree. That's how I felt as well.
How did you get yourself out? So you're inside and then you get deported.
Yeah, bro. I spent nearly a house mortgage on lawyers. I gave my mum some money to buy a car because she moved over. So I done 2.5 years. I got 5 years, but I done all the good stuff inside. So I got my earliest point of release, which is really lucky because a lot of our boys don't get the earliest point of release. They do the whole sentence.
Yeah.
So I came back on a returning offenders order, done a year probation. So yeah, I came back. Mum sold my car for me. So I was owed about $250,000. Obviously let all that go because of, that was the past life. So I had, I think, $10,000. I think my sister saved me some money, bro. She gave me about $4,000. And I said, Aotearoa, I can't take that.
Yeah.
And she goes, no, this is for you. I've been saving when you're inside. So that hit me pretty hard. I thought, well, she goes, oh, you've done so much for me. And I'm thinking, like, it blew me away. So I use it to start up. But I thought I had money like I used to. So I'm out there splashing money, bought a runaround car. And then I'm broke again. I'm thinking, so I started working full time. And bro, the money here, I think I was getting like $650 or $700 a week. And I was, what's this? So that was a big reality check as well.
So, going back, when you moved over and you started dabbling and you got in, you started using, what attracted you, or was it an attraction into that life or was it just that you needed the money and that the money's so good?
The money, at the time, so when I tore the tendon off the bone, like I still have a lot of issues now. I've had 3 reconstructions, never came right. When it was torn, I couldn't even hold a grocery bag without my arm just letting go. Like my arm was just fucked, pretty much. So I was in pain. I wasn't sleeping. I was trying sleeping pills. I tried smoking weed, whatever, and I just couldn't sleep. And then I remember a friend saying, "Oh, you should try this." And I said, "I'll never try that. It's a gutter drug." And then it was just, tried it once every couple of weeks. And before you know it, it was just full on, you know. And then again, just getting the money, that it was making the most money at the time. So I just fell into the trap of just trying to make money hard and faster, just try to pay the bills. And then it becomes this massive lifestyle, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you spoke about your best mate setting you up. One thing I think you learned the hard way is that there's really no mates in that game.
100%. But the craziest thing is he wasn't about that lifestyle. He had like a steroid operation. So he had something separate, but he'd been caught by the federal police. So to give me up and set me up the way they did, it got him off of his own charges. So he became an informant full time, which is another story in itself. But yeah, it's just crazy what people would do when you think they're a good friend of yours, eh?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like you really sort of know who your real friends are when you go through these things. And it's not, you only got to look around. There's not many
It's
people.
a handful if you're lucky.
And I always think if you're lucky, you have your family.
Yeah. And I guess I'm really grateful for that because my family have always been there, my backbone, you know. So it was cool. I was sort of their rock most of my life. And then the time I needed them the most, they became mine. So really lucky, beautiful family that I have.
Was that your rock bottom, bro?
Oh,
Or was there more? Was there another?
No, that's the rock bottom, man. Like I couldn't even, it was even hard, the shame I felt on myself, even being honest about it now, because that's not me. And I didn't want that to portray or dictate the person that I was.
Yeah.
But since moving back, or being deported back, I done my probation. I started the coffee cart business in the first year.
Yeah.
I started my own business. No experience. I done my bristering course in jail, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was just doing it to get real coffee beans.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, this is pretty mad. And then a friend of mine had a good opportunity to help me out. So I got into it. It was all right. I learned a lot about business, a lot of mistakes I made. Done it for a year and a half. I had my son.
Where'd you have your coffee cart in Wellington?
In Wellington, yeah.
So tell us about that.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. So I started the coffee cart. It was just before COVID. So I've just got out of prison. I just moved into my first home after living with one of the boys. And then that weekend was lockdown. The mother of my child, so my partner at the time, we just got our own home. Bro, I had a couch that had a missing leg. I had no internet. I had nothing, bro. I put all my money into the house. So she's from Australia. She's making big money. She's living a lavish lifestyle. So we moved into Batoni in these new apartments right across from the Mongamore flats there. No offense to any of my friends back there, but you can imagine what she was thinking. Yeah. She's walking baby down the road and people are barking at her, bro. And I'm saying, oh, and she's going, oh, it's scaring me. And I go, no, they're fine. They're all good. And then when I look at them, I thought, well, I know them, so they're the bros. But for her, she's thinking, they're pretty scary. Yeah. And they are scary blokes. So I'm thinking, oh, we better move out of here. But that was a struggle, bro. And then it was locked down straight away, so we couldn't do anything. So I was just doing jail routine workouts in the backyard every day, running every day, just trying to keep the mind sharp and that. But it was cool. It taught me to be really resilient, bro. It taught me a lot about life, eh? Yeah. So done the coffee cart. That was fun. All the boys come and supported and family and friends. But Wellington's very weather dependent with coffee cart. So it was quite hard during the cold seasons, Yeah. And then I became a sales rep at an IT company, selling like photocopiers and AI robotics. Yeah. So that was cool. Done that for 2 years. That's what brought me to Auckland, actually. So I moved up. So I lived in Wellington for 4 years, and I've been here for nearly 2 years now. Yeah. And moving here is where the story gets a lot better. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's all the hardship. And when you get deported back with a suitcase, you think, I can't do much with myself. You don't think much of yourself at the time. You know?
I think that's what people don't understand, right? That when you're deported, I mean, it's very easy to see why a lot of these guys go off,
Oh, yeah,
on the wrong side of the tracks because, what do you get when you're deported, what do you get support-wise?
So because you're a flight risk, you can't go to an open camp. So all the awesome benefits of being in jail, weekend leave, working in the bush gangs of the community to be normalized in society again. And, you don't get none of that. So you're still with the big four walls. The day you get deported, they pick you up at, say, 4 a.m. They take you to the cells, strip search you, put your clothes on. I had a red Nike tracksuit with some white T-ins. Mum got that for me freshly, so I thought I was, pretty cool after wearing greens for 2.5 years. You put them on, bro. You get put in this it was a little van that was like real maximum security type thing. Cuffed here, cuffed at the ankles. You would have thought I was a murderer. I was thinking, boys, take it easy. You're making me look even worse. Yeah. You get driven to the airport, bro. you go at the back of the airport, so you're where the actual, on the tarmac, where the planes are, and they go to this little secret back door. You get walked upstairs and you're already in customs. So at least that saved me an hour getting through.
Yeah.
So you pop up, they show your face. Oh yeah, that's Gibbons. Get put back in a holding cell, put you on last. You get deported. As you return back to New Zealand, you get met by the police. They want to fingerprint you, question you, and it's like, man, just give me a break. Like I just want to be with my family, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's it, bro. You get not one thing, no help, no nothing. For me, I already had a New Zealand license, so I'm okay. But for the boys and girls that have been deported, that have lived there since I was 2 years old, you know what I mean? They got nothing here, nothing in place. You just get left out on the street with nothing. Yeah, there's nothing in place. I think I saved $2,000 because I worked in jail, so I might have saved $5 a week or whatever it was, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I had.
If you're coming back here, you've got no family, no friends, so you really just go, you just connect with the people who have been deported back with you.
Yeah, all those that are going to give you a hand up, and unfortunately it comes from the wrong area sometimes because no one really believes in you, you know? So it's...
How did you not go down that route?
It was hard. It was very tempting. A lot of my longtime family friends are all in that lifestyle, you know? And I have lots of love for them because they showed me a lot of love and respect when I first got sent back, you know? A house, whatever I needed, all the right motivation, you know, work full time, bro, do all the good things, stay away from everything else. But I just knew that for me, I just felt that I could give more than that. And for my mum and my father, my siblings, I wanted to make them proud. You know, I've already put them through hell. Fuck, I don't want to do that again, you know what I mean? So for me I knew the person I was and I could be myself again. I just got lost for a year. That was it. Done my time, come back, reset, and give it a red hot crack again, you know? Yeah. Yeah.
And so what are you up to now?
So so I've been in Auckland 2 years now. I just started my own business about 6 months ago now.
Yeah.
Undefeated talent management. Undefeated obviously represents sort of what I've gone through and the resilience and stuff like that. And it's just been a dream, man. Like, you know, I'm working with my best friends now, people that are becoming my best friends, helping some boys that are still in other lifestyles, show them the way we can do things through social media and that they can make a full-time living from it. And, you know, it's the dream. I'm loving it.
That's amazing, bro. So what's the goals for the business, bro? Where do you want to get to? You have like a short-term goal and a long-term goal?
I think the short-term goal is just to continue what we're doing. I've chosen a short team. I could be working with multiple people, but I want to keep it nice and tight. They're close friends. They trust me. They know that I'm doing the work, and I want to build together and then really showcase their talent and what we can do together, and then start bringing other people on. The larger scale side of things has been a global talent management agency because the money is outside of New Zealand. So when you get into these other places like Dubai, I've got a good friend over there that does a bit of mentoring with me. And all I've got to do is just go shake a couple of hands. That's all it is.
Yeah, I love Dubai. You been there?
No, I don't want to go there for business-related purposes. I don't care about, like I said, I don't know if I mentioned, I've been sober for 16 months now. So the whole sobriety thing's a big part of who I am now.
So how long were you using for?
So obviously with that methamphetamine side of things, just want to get that clear, that was just leading up to the offending. And then since I've left Australia, that's 6 years ago now, that hasn't been a part of who I am. It never will be. But things like cocaine or, you know, that's always been a big part of my social life. So I might have only partied once or twice a month, but if I did it, I'm full on. Like I party for 2 or 3 days, and everyone knows that. I'm not proud of that, but that's who I was, and I was always a good time, life at the party and whatever else. But I didn't realize how much that was sort of, I don't know, giving me tunnel vision. It wasn't helping me understand my full potential, and I was just sort of doing the 9 to 5 thing, and I was getting through life. I was happy, but I was nothing like I am now. Yeah, now I've got true happiness. And
that's awesome, bro.
Yeah, you just see life in a whole different lens now. How about yourself? Do you drink or anything like that anymore?
No, I've been clean now for a few years now.
So same sort of thing.
I just wasn't a good drunk, bro. I was quite...
Did that butter bean come out of couple of combos?
Tolerance for idiots goes down to 0. Like,
oh, wow, you know? Okay.
So I wasn't and as you get a profile, I said, oh, man, I can't, because when I was boxing, people hated me, so they'd throw drinks at me, they'd come and slap me in the face.
No way.
Yeah, bro, it was quite bad. So, you know, obviously if I'm drunk, I'm not going to take that.
Yeah, of course.
And then the thing is like you, like if I drink, I'll do anything. Like I will take anything. If I'm drunk, like, you know, what is that saying, you know, one's too many, 100's not enough.
100%. Once similar.
You know that movie, Frank the Tank, you know, where I'll just have one. Yeah. And as soon as it touches his lips, He'd go, go,
Yeah, yeah.
load it up again.
Yeah.
Let's do one more. That was me. Like, as soon as it hit my lips, I'm fucking, it's like I just changed. Like, all right, boys, I'm fucking in.
We're
like,
on.
We're on.
Flight mode.
But it's funny, like, you see the social side of it. That's just a load of shit, eh?
It's a load of shit, bro. And you know what? The person you become when you're drunk or you're substance affected isn't truly who you are.
Yeah.
So if you can't find happiness within yourself, being yourself, bro, who are you? You've got to learn to love yourself and learn to be confident without all these things,
It makes the lows, like, it's just the mask.
Yeah.
And it makes, when you come out of it, it makes the lows worse.
100%.
Yeah.
I agree.
How did you get sober?
I just think I had enough of everything, okay? And again, my son's at an age now, so he would have been, say, just after he was 3 years old. And you start to understand how much they take things on, how aware they are. Like they take everything in now.
Yeah.
And I reflect back to when I was younger. And again, who am I to complain about my past if I'm not changing the future, So also, I think I wanted to share with it, just because you go through things, it doesn't dictate the person you should be as well. So like, I made my own mistakes. That's my own fault. I don't care how I got brought up. I made the decisions. No one's fault. But what I do now is definitely within my control. So anything that stems around him, I want it to be motivating. I want to be the healthy dad that's always running around playing sports with him. He's really active.
Yeah.
So I just want him to see me doing all the good things, and he sees that. He always wants to come to the gym or work out with me. And I want to be happy on the weekends and doing events and any sport he wants to do, not be feeling sorry for myself or trying to find a babysitter because you're too busy trying to chase some facade of a dream,
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was enough for me. And now I wish I'd done it earlier, but, and I never understood what this felt like until I'm here. And now, I'd never go back. Even if I got married tomorrow, it's no excuse to drink or do anything, it's just not for me.
Yeah, but I think, everything you went through is for now.
Yeah, 100%.
It's so that you can, it's enabled you to help more people. That's why I look at all these, not everyone goes through all this tough shit and then makes it out.
Yeah, 100%.
So you've made it out. I've made it out. So that's our responsibility to show others, hey, this is possible, man.
And it's cool because we have been through those certain things, especially someone like yourself. How much you impact people without even realizing is phenomenal. You get messages too, all these random people, hey, bro, I'm sober now, or hey, I'm doing what you said, or hey, I'm training every day, or whatever. And it's like, if you can make a positive impact on people's lives, why wouldn't you use your platforms to do that,
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, otherwise it's a waste of time having it.
What's the point? Yeah.
I would look at, where we've got to, we got to the top of the hill. We've got to go back down and get everyone else.
Oh, I like that. I like
we come
that.
back because, who wants to be at the top of a mountain by themselves?
Mm.
You want the rest of your crew to enjoy it with you.
That's real fulfillment there, eh?
Yeah,
taking everyone else with you. That's awesome.
And we use it and when we're training up our young trainers and people that are coming through to be leaders with BBM. I don't care how many burpees you can do. How many people can you encourage and bring along with you? That's the important part.
I think I've seen a couple of quotational type videos you've done that is exactly that. I don't care what you do, it's who can you bring with you or who can you motivate and inspire rather than looking good under a bar or whatever it may be.
Yeah, 100%, man.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. But both the question that I ask everyone that comes on, what's your why? What's the purpose that keeps you going?
It's just my son, eh? I know everyone says, these things, but for me, growing up as a child, especially from the hood back in whānau, it was, everyone's old men, similar to your old man, real hard and fast and all that lifestyle. And it was always like, I'll die for my kids, we'll do anything for my kids. Well, I would die for my son, but I'll also live for him, you know what I mean? Yes. So I want to be the prime example of it doesn't matter what you go through, you can do anything. And if I can show these younger youth that are going through hard times, or people my age and older, we can all do it. I'm almost 35. I'm just starting to live now. Straight out. I've been back for 6 years, 5 years I hated. I'm really loving life now. A big part of it's being sober, but also understanding how important our children are. They're a gift, So he teaches me so much about my life. And I think if I continue what I'm doing now, it only gives him the greater future, which is all I want. It's all I want for him, So that would make me happy. I don't really care too much about anything else.
I love it, man. So your son doesn't have to see life through your eyes that you saw as a kid.
Yeah, I don't want him to go through anything I've been through. So if I can minimize any mistakes I've made now, so he doesn't see anything bad, then hopefully if mistakes are made, it's because they're out of spite or because he's in the wrong place at the wrong time rather than trying to be like his dad. Because I was just trying to be like my dad at some point in time, He was my idol, bro. So as they always are, you know. So yeah, I want to be the right idol, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I was in Wellington, we started a youth group called For the Bros.
Yep.
Now you might not have heard of it because it ran for like about 2 years, and again was using my past experience and my story to try motivate and change the mentality or mindset of these young men back in whānau of like which way we can go. And obviously your past doesn't dictate your future, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or just because mum and dad do X, Y, and Z doesn't mean you need to follow the same route sort of thing. So that was really empowering. Once a week, every Thursday, for about a 2-hour period, we provided a bit of a kai and just done like highs and lows, suicide prevention. So that was really cool. I looked to launch it again here in Auckland, but just with my business, I want to get my business to more an operable stage first, and then I'll put more time into it. But that's another thing I want to get into here as well.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, get your business pumping.
Yeah.
So that it's then it's social enterprise, right? The more money you make over here, the more money you can put back into helping people. What's your bit of advice for someone going through, some real tough times, and they might think it's like they're just down in the gutter in that rut, like you were talking about with your bro, in and out of ruts, stuck in a rut, looking up, thinking, man, this is just impossible.
I think no matter how dark of a place you're in, you've really got to find the true happiness within yourself. It doesn't matter what anyone tells you. You know, if you continue doing the same things, it's only you that can get yourself out of it, you know? So for me personally, it's health and fitness. You've got to be training, whether it's walking, weights, boxing, whatever you find happiness in, riding a bike. You've got to be active, you know? You've got to be eating the right foods. You've got to put down the drugs and alcohol. And I swear to God, if you can do those things for 3 months, that's all you need to do to start it, you know? And if you say you've been in a dark place for a long time in your life, what's 3 months?
Yeah.
Just kick it in the head, just kick it all in the head. And then you got to remember the people around you that truly love you too. So you could be a cool person, you might be in the scene, whatever, but no one's really there for you, like you said, other than your family, if you're lucky, and maybe a handful of good friends.
Yeah.
So I think cut everyone else off and just be surrounded in that circle. And I think that'll help you get to where you need to go.
100%, bro. You know, we say surround yourself with good people, which at the start of your journey means you're alone.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I definitely felt that for a bit here for sure.
You know?
But then you find comfort in yourself too.
Yeah.
And then you really believe in yourself. And then you don't rely on anybody else. So only you can do it.
Put out those positive vibes, you start doing the right things, and you just meet the right people.
Yeah.
They're all in the same waka as you.
Yeah,
all
100%.
rowing in the same direction.
And another thing too is if you are trying to do what you're saying right there, but your foot's still over here, you're still dabbling in it's not going to come. So you're not going to see it. You have to be 100% across the board. And like you said, you start meeting people, or people put interest into you, or even sitting here today with you, this means the world to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just all starts happening, bro. It just falls into place.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got to be 100% all in. That's all.
Yep. So that like in all different things, I said to people who are working full time, but they're just the mundane jobs. They don't love it at all. They're doing it, but they really want to go into like content creation, or they're really good at videos. I said, man, you got to go all in.
Yeah.
You just got to go all in.
Believe in yourself. You've got the backing. If there's a bit of money in your account, just get into it full time. What can you do? Like you might lose 6 months. You can always go back to a job, but you can't always create something like what you're talking about, you know? So
awesome, brother.
Awesome.
Thanks so much for joining me. How can people find you again on Instagram and all your social networks?
Yeah, so my social media, my personal stuff is just Myles Gibbons. And then my business account is Undefeated Talent Management. That's where you'll find me. Yeah, so if you're any big brands, you know where to come.
Yeah, let's go. Thank you so much, brother.
No, I appreciate it, brother. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Let's go.
Let's go.
If you made it this far, thank you so much for the support. It really does mean so much to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and comment on our videos, and share this out. These stories are so inspiring, and they need to be heard by everyone. Thank you so much, team.